Greetings, beings. Reverend Jakob Martinez here, Crystal Haiku Guy from artoflove.me and your father of tribes. I'm back with your September readings, and here to also wish our Virgos a very happy birthday. It's your season, it's your solar return. I was actually told to wear white for y'all right now. Last month we were doing sort of like a black-white balancing of polarities and also root chakra balancing, and they're saying we're more on the white side right now, and part of this is about a massive rebirth that Virgoans are currently undergoing all over this planet. So congratulations, and I hope that the year ahead is just fantastic for you Virgos. This is an M for mature audiences only channel. Please only be watching this channel if you are considered a legal adult wherever you're located. I'm someone that uses strong language, and I don't tend to buffer the messages that are coming through. I just say them. And so if you don't like that style, I might not be your guy. I also have a tendency to have long videos. I'm not a 10-minute video guy. If you're looking for a 10-minute video, please keep looking on YouTube. There are really good readers that do that. I actually break these down by tribal element because that's how my guides and your guides speak to me. So basically there's 4 videos, and under each video you can just go under the video box into the description area where it says show more and click, and you'll see that there are some timestamps that'll just jump you to the different chapters, because there's 3 different signs that are in each of these videos, and so I show everything that I'm doing as long as my tech works, especially during Mercury retrograde. But it can be a little lengthy because I'm going to be showing me shuffle the 5 decks that I use, and also sometimes there are messages that come up and energy calibrations. I light different kinds of incense and things to do calibrations over all of the signs and the tribes within those elements. If you don't like that stuff, feel free to just jump forward. If you click on your sign, your sun, your moon, or your rising, you can simply jump ahead. And I do recommend seeing the sun, the moon, and the rising, simply because since these are general messages and they're meant to cover a broad audience, the sways of information should apply, but the specific stories might not tie directly into your world. To get the clearest vision of that, you would need a personal reading. And I can do those as well. If you go to artoflove.me, it's very simple to get into my schedule. There are also a bunch of other readers here on YouTube too that offer the services as well. So if you are looking for a closer look, please get a personal reading, but definitely watch your sun, moon, and your rising to get a good idea of what's going on too. Because again, can't get it right for everyone. As for gender, I will not be speaking specifically to everybody's gender accurately. That would just be impossible and silly for me to assume that I could do on this level for so many people that are watching. And far be it from me to insist that my interpretation of a gender is the one that another person would identify as. So I'm the guy that's going to interpret masculine or feminine polarities and speak to that, sometimes with an emphasis on art that I might see on a card or how energy is shown to me from guides. But please take whatever makes most sense in your world and apply the gender that makes sense there, because I believe that these things can be fluid and flexible depending on who or when or why it's coming into play, and that's going to be different for all of us. So use your own sensibilities and your own good judgment and discernment. And if something doesn't make sense to you that I said, maybe just file it in the back of your mind and see how the next couple of weeks play out. It might actually come into play later, because at the time of this recording, it is still the end of August. This reading is going to be for the first half of the month of September. Okay? We do prayer requests, and we pray for people here. So if you or anyone you know is in need of prayer assistance, please feel free to send that forward. Either myself or somebody that works on my prayer team will actually personally respond to those messages. You can send those queries to prayer@fatheroftribes.com. We love to do that. I will also mention, if you're somebody that's been leaving comments on my videos from a Google Plus account, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I was trying to figure out, because somebody was sending me messages asking why their comments weren't showing up on my channel, and did I block them or something, and I couldn't figure out why they weren't showing up either. I did a little research because they were saying linked next to those comments that I couldn't reply to and that weren't showing up on my channel, and it turns out that that means that that comment originated from someone's Google Plus account. So thank you for sending me those messages. I did receive them. However, I was unable to reply to them, and they did not show up on my page because of something within your Google Plus settings, is what I'm finding out. So if you want me to be able to reply to that and you want it to show up on my channel when you send those messages, make sure that you've gone into your Google Plus account settings, and you need to actually make it so that anybody can reply to you and not just people that are in your extended circles. So hopefully that makes sense, and I do try to reply to all the comments that I get. Sometimes if there are multiple ones from the same person, I just, it's tough to keep up with everything, but I do my very best to reply to everybody. And if you didn't get a reply from me, and especially if you didn't see your comment show up somewhere on my channel or on the video where you remember putting it, it's probably because it was actually coming from your Google Plus account, and you just need to adjust those settings to change that in the future. So I hope that's helpful for you, and please don't feel badly if I didn't reply. It was certainly unintentional, and I did actually go and do the research to try to figure out how to fix it, but it's something that is within your user settings, okay? So with that said, here's how the readings will flow. I look at overall archetypal energy for the month using Caroline Myss's archetype cards. I enjoy these because they give us a light and a shadow attribute to keep in mind. For the physical material realm, I take a look with good old Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck that many of you are familiar with. For the mental sector, I use John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And for the personal, sometimes too, romantic sector, Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Sparkle deck. And I'm a guy that likes to pray, so I like to seal them all up with a little bit of practical advice and a prayer led by Archangel Michael using Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael deck. That's what I got. I hope you like it. If you do, thumbs up, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. And if you do want that personal reading, feel free to hit me up at www.artoflove.me, and I'll be happy to take that query. Alright, I'll see you on the inside of your video. Greetings, Earth signs. How you doing? Can you believe it's already September? Holy smokes! 4 more months. This year has been so quick. I hope you're all taking the time you need to keep it together. It's been a busy, turbulent time, and happy birthday to all my Virgos. I just love you so much, and I hope that your solar return is freaking awesome. I was getting like a vision, like right when I lit the healing incense and the sage for the earth tribes, and I kept seeing someone like petitioning their mother. Like, it was like I was seeing someone that I would identify as a woman, just like alone in a room, and it was like she'd been crying, and they were saying that she'd just like been bawling her eyes out trying to get to the bottom of just an emotional situation that the way they're showing me, it's like they're saying crippling, that it was like almost crippling her, him, them, whoever this applies to. And I kept seeing like the Seven of Cups, you know, the Rider-Waite Smith interpretation, the Seven of Cups, but it was like upside down. And they were saying that she'd spent a lot of time just like alone, sorting out like all her emotions, and they keep showing me her on the floor, like just really just like crying. And I kept hearing this one song, there's a lyric I kept hearing, Mama, can't you see I got to live my life the way I feel is right for me. Might not be right for you, but it's right for me. It's a Sarah McLachlan song called Elsewhere. And I was hearing that line a lot, so that song might be relevant for someone. But yeah, they were just showing me a woman, that's how I saw it or interpreted it, that was like petitioning her mother in some kind of way. And the bottom line was just like kind of having that like come to Jesus moment, or, you know, whatever, you know, applies in your world, where, you know, two people get together and get down to some truth. And yeah, you might want to check out that song. It might be relevant for you. It's Elsewhere by Sarah McLachlan. I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling now, and we are going to go Virgo, Taurus, and then Capricorn. I deal everything with the backs up, so I won't pick up unless I have something to say. Okay. This may or may not be related, but while I was shuffling and laying down the Carolyn Mace archetype cards, it might be related to that same thing I was seeing before, but they were saying that, and this might be specific for some people in that group, if it's like about a love thing, it's like they're saying that you picked something and mom isn't happy, and it's like a time where you're deciding whether or not it's something that's like safe for you to do, and that might be different for different people. You're gonna know, I'm hearing, whether it's like, you know, safe for you to pick that path, but I'm feeling like it is for a lot of you, because they keep showing that it's like, you know, somebody really worked out their emotions over this and sorted it all out. And I was kind of seeing that for a while, like past couple readings. I think it was mostly specific to Virgo, where I kept seeing them like kicking over their own cups, you know, and sort of like sorting out which emotions they were going to keep. That's how I'm remembering it. They'd shown me, they're reminding me again right now, like an image that I'd seen before. I think it was actually a card that came up in one of the readings. It was either the beginning or, I think it was the beginning or the middle of last month in August. You might want to check if this hits your funny bone, but they were showing like a person, you know, like the Five of Cups person on like the Rider-Waite-Smith, and it was like the 3 cups that are being mourned, but then there's like the 2 behind the person that haven't been dealt with. But it was like the way they're showing it to me now and reminding me, one of the ways that I'd seen it before was that it was like the person was just taking a minute to like look at their inventory of emotions, and it was kind of like they were turning their back on the things they didn't want anymore and the things that didn't really keep their cups full. And they were getting ready to deal with the ones that they wanted, you know, the 2 that they were getting ready to turn around with and turn around and deal with. And I feel like that's what's happening here, because they keep showing me like this person like turning all their cups upside down, and it's like, don't want this one, don't want that one, don't want that one, bullshit, 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 and I'm keeping that one, I'm keeping that one. And they're saying you're gonna know if you want to keep going and if this is like, you know, the path for you. And I just keep hearing to keep your eye on the prize. So you're gonna know if that's for you. And it doesn't have to be specific to Virgo. They were kind of pinging me to remember that 5 of Cups that had come up before. I'm gonna finish shuffling. Okay, so this is kind of weird. 3 cards flew out. Base chakra on top. 11, balance. This is aka the Justice card in like traditional decks. 4, heart chakra. It's kind of interesting too, like when I was lighting the sage for Earth Tribes, they actually had me writing everything in a red Sharpie. And so this might just be a continuation of like the recent months of energy, where they just really have been recommending to all of the tribes to ground their energies and focus on heart healing. And that's like what's surrounding this person here. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's what's making that protective aura around this angel. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're the angel. I think a lot of you are. I'm going to finish shuffling. I might just be having a Mercury retrograde here, because I just dropped like a big stack, but they landed with this card on top, so I'm just going to show you the one that was on top. Fulfillment of wishes, also in green. So they're saying that that's like the key to this all, is like being grounded in the healing of your heart. And especially if you have something difficult that you need to deal with like your family. That's another thing they're showing me right now too. I think it was Taurus. Might have been Taurus. And they're reminding me of Capricorn with the soulmate stuff that's been coming up a lot lately, recent months. A lot of soulmate energy swarming around the Capricorns, but They were also showing me just Taurus right now and talking about the religious factors, I think it was pulled last month too, for them, and that there might be some ideological sort of differences, and maybe that's what the issue is with the mother. But they're saying that grounding your heart is the key to the fulfillment of your wishes, even if it feels like you're having to literally walk out on a ledge. That's sometimes what happens, and they're going to say you know if it's worth it or not, but if it's real love, you're going to know. And if so, congratulations. Okay, this is weird. I just got another one. I didn't even finish shuffling there because this one came really strong. They're showing me the mother again, and the woman crying, and the number 9, and the 7 cups upside down, and seeing something about an early termination with a pregnancy. I'm really sorry if that's you or someone you know. We're going to put some healing on this. And they're also saying for someone else that's been trying to conceive, they keep showing me like the 9 months. And they're saying it might take a while. I think they're saying 7 months is what I'm hearing, that it might take up to like 7 months. I'm getting like 7 months for you to be ready to conceive. But they're saying that now is the time to really sort of like be servant to your own needs over this period of time, because this is actually going to prepare your womb to be a safe place for the one that you're calling in. And I'm being told for some of you that the baby is actually a pretty high-level soul mate, like a high-level soul that's coming in, a soulmate to you, and that this baby is actually, you know, it's the blessing that you've been waiting for and that you've been wanting, and not to give up hope right now. And they were saying something about high acidity levels and the pH balance of your biochemistry. You really might want to look into things that you can do to de-stress and to make sure that you're not eating when you're in a state of stress, is what I'm being told is going to be very important for some of you. And also look into things that you can do to create more alkalinity within your own body, okay? But they're saying, I mean, and like, look how fast this year has gone by. I know you might not like me for saying 7 months if you've been trying to get pregnant. But I'm being told that, you know, it's going to go by so fast. We are already in the 9th month of the year. Can anybody believe that? Okay, so 7 months is going to come really quick. And they're saying part of this has to do with your stress levels. That it's like, you've just been too stressed out. And so I would give it a little more time and look into some alternative things that you can do to serve yourself. They keep telling me the word serve. So serve yourself for the next little while and really start to create a safe place, like the quiet room that you're creating in your home for the child that you're bringing in. Make your womb a very safe place like that. And they're saying, you know, you can very well conceive, and for some of you, they're saying it's not going to be that much longer. So just take care of that and look into alkalinity and pH balance. Okay, I'm going to finish. Cards keep trying to flip out, and I keep catching them, and if they haven't flipped over, I'm not looking at them right now, but these two just flipped out just like this. The Emperor was on the bottom, upside down, and the Knight of Cups was on top of it, also in reverse. So yeah, they said that this is like family characters is what I'm picking up, that, you know, nobody's really happy about it. I think this has to do with somebody having lost a child, though, and I'm really sorry if that's you. I'm already praying for you, and if you want a personal prayer, feel free to hit me up. Email address is in the description box below. I'm going to finish shuffling. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Heart secret liaison. I think we're going to stop and pray on this one. This is the last deck I'm shuffling right now. This one just flew out and made itself very clear. This is lean on God and the angels for support. Earth tribes, let's go ahead and put a prayer here together. And video for all of you. Okay. Dear God and angels, I give you this situation now and completely. I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through everyone and everything involved. Amen. Alright, Earth signs, I've got everything shuffled here. I'm just going to kind of lean back here and flip over Virgo's cards so that we can get started on Virgo. What's up, Virgos? Happy birthday. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're going to have an amazing year. Wow. It's feeling good. Alright, Virgo. Y'all have been working really hard, and they're saying you do it like no other. Your overall archetypal energy for the month, let's call the first half of the month actually, September, Virgo, is the hero heroine. Great energy. Light attributes. Passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Shadow attributes. Escapism and a false sense of heroism. Interesting energy for your solar return. I think it sounds great, and I think a lot of y'all are heroes. I keep hearing first responder. I think I was hearing that a couple of months ago or a few readings ago with some of the earth signs. It might have been you all, Virgos, just working your butts off and showing up for everybody. But I'm going to go ahead and read to you from Carolyn Mace's book. I'll tell you what it says here about the hero and the heroine. Alright, Virgo. You got a couple of keywords to keep in mind, and 3 bullet points and a tip. So hero, heroine, also see knight and warrior, which are also archetypes in this deck. The first bullet point says, confronts increasingly difficult obstacles to awaken an inner spiritual power and achieve a heroic vision that ultimately serves the tribe. The second one says, conquers survival fears that might compromise the journey of empowerment. And the last one says, shadow hero, heroine succeeds only by disempowering others. And the tip says to look for a history of facing and overcoming odds in both material and spiritual realms. I'm being led to just kind of jump forward to what I usually save as the last card, because they're telling me that, you know, somebody had a lot invested in a design that's probably from their childhood, and you know, that's come into question now because they've actually located their life's purpose. And so that's actually the tip from Archangel Michael. So if you're one of the people that was looking for a yes or a no about the brave new path, well, they say you're embodying it and that it's your life purpose. So go on with your bad self, and happy birthday. Also, we'll come back to some of these cards. I'm just going to jump around a little bit as they show them to me. In your physical material realm, showing up using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, we've got the Completion card. It's probably my favorite card in that deck, actually. 21, the World, Major Arcana. This could also be the major life event that is coming forward. And I'm being told that for some of you, you know, we're seeing this upside down. It's not because it isn't happening or just that it's happening slowly, but that it's kind of like you're at that fever pitch moment where the culmination has occurred and you've kind of been working through some bullshit. Because what's showing up in the personal/romantic sector for giving and learning might have had a lot to do with love or a love in your past. 6 of Cups. Well, in this deck, it's actually known as the 6 Memories of Love card, but that's the jargon for the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. If we were saying like this deck, Rider-Waite-Smith, that's your 6 of Cups. So they're saying there was like a sacrifice that was made, but that you actually are the hero. And, you know, some of you were made to feel like what you were doing was like not so good, and that's why that shadow is like being brought up there. I don't really think that's a lot of you at all, actually. I'm not getting a big hit on my Virgos, at least the ones watching this video, being the ones that are, you know, embodying this for a reason of escapism and, you know, a false sense of heroism, but more that there may have been some family or like some haters or people in your life, like naysayers, let's just say, giving you hassles about maybe something that they wanted you to do. It was like hanging over your head. It's like, you know, Six of Cups for me, and a lot of times it's like something nostalgic or like a blast from the past or an old love or something. They're just showing this on your mind here a little bit, but I'm getting a lot of family vibe with this, that there might be like, you know, whatever family is to you. It doesn't have to be, you know, blood relatives or whatever. Everybody has a different idea of what family is to them, but they're saying that, you know, something is basically being set free and let go of, and that it's taking a lot of heart healing just to get to the point to be able to like move forward and everything. And that's why, if this is you showing up in your own physical material world as the world, why you're showing up upside down is it's just like it's all been culminating, it's all been coming together, and it's just like that last moment of reflection before, you know, you let that last thing go and release it to the universe to be purified in light and the love of your heart, that place that you've grown from, so that you can actually finish completing the cycle. And I think that's why, you know, we're seeing all this like round stuff in this green card. These are like little round, like little votive candle holders. They kind of almost look a little green though. And notice this individual in the wreath. She's like protected in this green thing, and so I'm just going to say she here, but he, she, they, you know, is learning how to let that thing go. And for some of them, they're just saying that, you know, it's taken a while just to understand that this is the thing you needed to let go to basically rescue yourself and to be the hero or heroine of your own life right now. You know, it's actually the thing that's going to protect your heart right now, is being able to release this. I'm going to look for another clue here in the book for you. We're going to look into the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book. Let's see what it says on 6 Memories of Love. Alright, Virgo, here's what it says. You may find yourself walking down memory lane at this time. This nostalgic card could indicate that an old friend or acquaintance from the past may step back into your life, or it could even resurrect loving images from days gone by. Does this person, these happy, forgotten moments, or those innocent childhood memories encourage you to recall and welcome the energy of love? Is there a message or lesson from these fond recollections that could benefit you in your present life? The number 6 card relates to support, dedication, unity, and a need for balance in the areas of emotions and love. Your heart and soul are asking you not to dwell in the past, but to use inspiration and joy from that time to assist you in the here and now. They are flashing the number 6 a lot, and I didn't see it until I read it here in the book. I mean, obviously, you know, this card is a 6. I did see that, but when I started reading that, I just started seeing like an image of like the number 6 just like being like flashed, and they said that was like important for somebody. But There's a significance to that number, especially for anybody that's, you know, really into numerology. Like 3, 6, and 9 are pretty relevant for some of you, but especially 6 right now, this couple of weeks. And they're saying that, you know, a lot of this just has to do with resolving yourself to release that last thing. And so this forgiving and learning might not be so heavy for some people. It might not be like major stuff going on with your love partner or your family members. It might be something that it's just like closing the chapter on the past. It really makes a lot of sense too, because it is your solar return. There's a new year ahead of you. And so what the guides and the angels are saying right now, Virgo, is that it's a good time to kind of listen to the more subtle hunches that you get. You know, maybe you don't hear your guides speaking like this, or, you know, I'm not going to tell you how to experience your own awarenesses and intuition. You might want to look into different ways that appeal to you that you can practice, but for some of you, it's just getting that hunch, you know, and so you might get that hunch, and I'm being given an emphasis to point out that yellow person that's sort of like hovering over the scene there. And there's like, I'm just going to say it's a guy there, but it can be he, she, they, you know, and he's like wrapped up in red. He's covered in his base needs. He's like grounding himself, and it looks like he's actually sharing his red blanket with the person that collapsed on his lap, you know, and kind of like covering his hand over their head, and he's like listening for what to do, consoling somebody. And I'm hearing that might be somebody's mom for some of you, but they're just saying that, you know, you really need to be patient with that person if it's someone that you love, you know, and that at the same time you can still be patient with that person and hear what your guides are telling you and showing you, even if it's not overt, like a person like, you know, me talking to you right now. You get a hit sometimes. You just feel like, oh, I need to do this, or I don't want to do that anymore, or whatever it is. And they're saying you're really in touch with that, you know, because your life's purpose card is like coming up to confirm everything. They're showing you grounded in your heart space, and they're just saying that, like, right now, great time to make sure that you've made amends with your own life, so that you are not keeping yourself back from that thing that completes you. And for some of you, you just want to go and travel, is what I'm hearing, and you deserve a birthday vacation. And so, you know, they're saying get up and go, you know. Make sure that you're getting your immunizations if you need them, is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing somebody going for shots for immunizations, and also blood work. They said that somebody is doing like a hand fasting ceremony and might be wanting to consider conceiving or taking on a pregnancy or working on a family, and, you know, getting blood work done. But they're saying don't be nervous. Even if the situation is really different from like whoever your last partner was. And I'm just getting a feedback on somebody's deceased loved one here too that might have passed away. I don't know if that was recent or not. It could be different for some of y'all, but that, you know, that might be part of what the hang up is here with this like travel, that there might be like a little bit of a delay here, and that some of it's just like you getting your mind kind of right about it, that it's like a really big deal. And just hearing some of you all have not been with somebody in a while because you've been working through whatever this grieving process was that is still on your mind right now, because that's what this card is here to represent. I use the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck to represent the, you know, the mind space, and so memories of love. This could also be an actual person in your world. You know, you might be dealing with or thinking about a person that's got a strong water tribal influence in their chart. So sometimes if you were looking at that person's birth chart, you might not know all this information about them, though. They might have either their sun, their moon, or their rising in a water sign like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And so that person could be someone that's really on your mind right now. And they're just saying, for some of you, it's been a really uphill battle to really be able to kind of ascend past what this has been, because it was such a major force in your life. And for those of you who are actually laying that person to rest right now, I'm hearing war hero, that it's like there is like somebody that passed away or is being like memorialized that had passed away serving their country or their people. And actually there was another one here too that I'm seeing that was actually an accident near the mountains. And I'm really sorry if you've lost someone. My condolences for you. And for any Virgos that are watching this that don't like this heavy part of the message, I'm very, very sorry. And if this does not apply to you, maybe just be really grateful that you didn't lose a loved one if this is not your part of the reading. And, maybe extend just a little bit of heart space love to whoever the people are that have lost someone. But yeah, I'm hearing like a really amazing message about some awesome plans that someone made to memorialize and celebrate the life of their loved one who passed away, and it being a way to kind of carry on that person's life purpose. And so for some of you, that's what this card is actually saying, that thing that you've been putting a lot of time into to sort of celebrate their life is it's like it's being witnessed. And so you're gonna know if that's for you or not, but I'm being told that they're saying that he knows. So God bless you. And I'm going to go ahead and read to you what the Romance Angels Oracle deck says about the Forgiving and Learning card. Alright, Virgo. Forgiving and Learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. The Romance Angels have heard your desire for great love, and they bring you this card as guidance. They see that your heart can give and receive the bliss of romance by clearing away the cobwebs of the past. The angels know that you've been hurt before, and that you're wary of being hurt again. Yet your defenses are creating barriers to allowing love into your life. As you heal your past, you won't keep recreating it. After all, you attract into your life the situations and relationships that remind you of what you've already experienced, because that's a primary tool of healing. To change to a healthy relationship pattern, it's necessary to detoxify any old anger, blame, or unforgiveness you may be holding. This includes forgiving yourself. If you call upon the angels and ask them to help you release and heal your past, they'll clear away the heaviness so that your heart can soar with happiness. Yeah, they're also just saying that some of you have been so stressed out that you're not like eating. And I will be the first person to admit that I don't eat when I'm stressed out either. I fast quite a bit as a part of my lifestyle and my own spiritual practice. I kind of wait to build happy cells, and so I understand not eating on a stressed stomach. But I'm also hearing that for some of you, this might be a small percentage of you. I'm not going to try to quantify that, but you're going to know if it's for you or not. That chastising yourself is what I'm hearing by not nourishing yourself when you're feeling like bad, like someone made you bad or wrong. It's not helping right now. And that if you've been looking for new ways to kind of champion that, this is a great time to like let yourself off the hook. Okay, and maybe this forgiving and learning is extending that to you. And so, you know, they're saying don't be too like caught up on the past and like the way things were. You've learned a lot, and you actually are the champion of your own world, Virgo, and you don't need to chastise yourself so hard. Okay? They're really saying this is your month. This is a time to shine. You got that hero glow, heroine glow all over you. You are on the way up, all the way up to the top. And I feel like the hard work is mostly over right now. That's what I'm hearing. I'm sorry about that. Let me go ahead. I don't need to grab that right now. I'm just going to silence the phone. I apologize for that. And actually, I'm being told that that might be a clue for some of you that you are on the right track, because your guides sometimes call me in weird ways when there's an emphatic point to be made. So embody that, and I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you, I think it was a couple readings ago actually, that it's not like a negative ego thing for you to admit to yourself and to take ownership over how good you are. And maybe somebody in your past, maybe a parent, maybe that mother influence that was coming up. I kept hearing that Sarah McLachlan song, Mama, can't you see I've got to live my life the way I feel is right for me. Maybe you need to forgive her and forgive yourself for however it was to be feeling that way and treated that way. And maybe that's on your mind a lot right now, that you're trying to break away from, to take on all this new stuff that's there, that's like completely protected by guides. I feel like there's a lot of characters involved too for some of y'all. I mean, I'm going to say, you know, a lot of people know this card has a lot of influences. So you got characters everywhere. You got some Taurus, Aquarius. Who else is that? Is that Aries? I forget who all the characters are that show up in this, but they don't have to be those signs. These are just people that are onlooking, and in some cases protecting. And I'm being told that for some of you, you know, that person that you, the military person that's being memorialized, is absolutely watching, and they're there with you, protecting you, and they're just saying you need to let yourself off the hook, because you kind of serve it up harder to yourself than anyone else right now, and it's like the time for that is over, you know, is what I'm hearing. And you know, not to be in your own way here, you know, don't be an enemy to yourself when you know that. And if you didn't know that before, they want me to remind you. Let's see if anything else is coming up here. Yeah, just a lot of solar plexus balancing right now. You know, they say that you're climbing the summit. Actually, I think some of you are flying to the mountains. I'm seeing someone flying to the mountains. And they're saying get your immunizations, make sure you get all your travel shots that you need, and whatever little rituals that you need to do to kind of, you know, cover yourself and feel protected before you go. But I'm hearing that you're in God's graces, and I have a great feeling for this month for you, Virgo. And oh, I just noticed this too. I was told to wear white for this reading for Virgo because you all, they kept telling me that some of you are reclaiming your purity somehow, whatever that means to you, but that it's like a new page for you. It's actually like a whole new book for a lot of Virgos from what I'm hearing. This is like a big year for Virgo for a lot of you. And anyway, I was told to wear white, and that you have reclaimed the purity of your own heart, and not to let anybody tell you something that's like cuckoo about yourself that you know isn't true. And I just noticed that these two individuals that are about to summit this peak here, they're both in white. And so I think that's you, Virgo. And these people have their tools with them, and they're climbing together. And I'm being told for some of you, you know, I mean, this is just like two worlds coming together and like an ascension path between people. And so you're going to know if this is for you or not. But I know some of you have met your soulmate or your twin flame. You know, these can be a little tricky and confusing to compartmentalize and tell apart sometimes. But I'm being told that even if you don't buy into those categories or names of things, that there is a powerful relationship that some of you have tapped into, either within yourself, balancing your own inner polarities as you are moving forward in your life direction and your life path. And for others, you might be traveling across the world to bridge a gap with a piece of your heart that feels like it's calling you home, giving you the strength to move on from something that might have hurt a lot. For some of y'all, it might have fucking sucked. You know, and it's something that could be going on a long time. I'm being told for some of you, I mean, this has been going on since your 21st birthday? They're saying, here, let me show you these two. Okay, so we have a lot of orange in this card here, and like yellow. So I'm being told, like, you know, sacral and solar plexus, and that for those of you that are having like body consciousness issues about getting together with that person, that it's okay. It's going to be okay. You really need to focus on your healthy sense of self and like listening to what that's telling you, because for a lot of you, that spirit guide that's like whispering in your ear, that's just you. That's your own higher mind. That's like your spirit calling to you and helping you know what to do. And so for those of you that are doing spiritual work, let me remind you, and let me be the one to tell you how freaking amazing you are for doing what you do. And for those of you that might be considering taking a different path because of something that like a naysayer or a family member might be saying to you, keep in mind, you know what your life path is and your life purpose. And let that healthy sense of emotional self be what guides you as you take this path, because you're going straight up. And you got a big angel that's protecting you, that showed up. And they're also saying that you might have an earth angel in your world too, and somebody that just thinks you're the world. And that might be all that stuff that's like protecting you and that's like wrapped around you here. Notice this angel is like guarding and protecting the world. They're like holding it. And this person is like wrapped up in something here. It's green. It's almost like these hands of love are like holding you. And I think that that's the thing that's bringing these worlds together. So wear your white. Know that you have reclaimed the purity of your own heart. Don't let anybody make you feel any less than you are, Virgo. It's your birthday. It's your time to shine. God bless you. Forgive and learn from the past. Let go what doesn't serve you. And you know what? If you got someplace to go, pack your bags, baby. Get your passport ready. Get your travel shots. And put a little skip in your get along, because you're on the right path. I'm going to seal this one up on a prayer from Archangel Michael for you, Virgo. This is your life purpose. Dear Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to... That's really weird. For some reason, the video stopped right in the middle of the prayer. So it said, actually right where it dropped me was, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. So that's what this is. This is your completion here. It's right here. It's in your material realm. It's within your grasp, Virgo. And there's a lot of energy behind this, so I'm going to try not to Mercury retrograde us, and I'm going to finish this prayer. I'm going to start it from the beginning again. Dear Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. Amen. Alright, Virgo, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated. I hope you have an amazing solar return. May this be the best year of your life so far. And if I can do a personal prayer for you, feel free to hit me up at prayer@fatheroftribes.com. It's linked below. If I don't hear from you, well, I hope it's a great time, and I'll catch you in a couple weeks when I'm back for your mid-monthly reading. So, God bless you. I'm just going to clear this area up here. And put Virgo's cards aside. And I'm going to light a little bit of sage here. We're going to jump to Taurus, so I'll be right back. What's up, Taurus? How you doing? It's September. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's here. I'm going to go ahead and flip your cards over, and we're going to get started with your reading. I was getting my face there. I had to move it out of the way. Alright. Taurus. I'm going to go ahead and flip your first card for you. Using Carolyn Mace's archetype cards, your overall archetypal energy for the first half of September is the Engineer. And it says, light attributes. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. The shadow attribute states, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Alright. I heard master plan, though. And they said that some of y'all have been trying to figure out how to hack your way out of a situation. I actually heard the word hack, though. And I'm going to go ahead and read to you what the book says on this Engineer card, Taurus. This is kind of like the energy that you might find around you for the first couple of weeks. And sometimes people say that it's like how they're tempted to feel too or act. Go. Alright, Taurus. They've given us 4 different buzzwords to keep in mind, and then we have 3 bullet points and a tip. engineer, architect, builder, designer, schemer. First bullet point states, grounded, orderly, strategic qualities give creative energy a practical expression. The second one says, talent for engineering everyday situations or designing solutions to common dilemmas. And the shadow engineer manifests as a master manipulator, designing situations to one's own advantage regardless of the needs of others. And then the tip is to look for a pattern of designing and building structures, devices, or solutions. So they're saying some of y'all, that might actually be your job description. You know, maybe you're somebody that puts plans together. You might actually be an engineer or dealing with someone that is too. But for a lot of you, I'm actually getting that this has more to do with like a relationship that's had you sort of contemplating like what to do, and reminding me about someone's spouse. And I'm sorry to bring this up again, but someone's guides are pinging me to mention it. And so if it doesn't apply to you, or if you don't like hearing about someone's infidelity situation, just be glad if it isn't you who needed that message, please. And maybe have a little compassion for whoever this message might be for, because they're talking to me kind of loud right now about this. And they're saying there was like a third person and like a cheating situation. And in some situations, I'm hearing it was actually maybe more of like an open, or sort of like something that was done openly in a marriage. It was like planned and everybody was on board, but that somehow it kind of got like a little fucked up, you know, and somebody's left hurting. And in other situations it was actually a cheating situation, and they're saying that you like knew it already. You know, I don't feel like I'm like telling somebody anything new right now. This has come up over the past couple readings, that there was like an infidelity, and you know, that it was like someone was trying to figure out what to do about it. And actually I'm feeling like here they're saying in some situations that's, you know, what you've been doing. The reason why engineer's showing up is because you've been kind of like taking a time out, trying to figure out what the heck to do. And you might have been dealing with an air sign if you don't have like air in your own chart. You might, because this is a Swords card. In the physical material realm showing up, we've got the Four of Swords using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. And Four of Swords, this is kind of like kind of chill out time card. You know, this is like a war soldier person that's like back, and maybe they look like they're dead to some people. You know, some people I've heard saying that, you know, this person's actually dead in a sarcophagus, you know, and that they, you know, went down like unhappy with the Three Swords, you know, lingering over their head. And, you know, others, this might just be, you know, how you're acting, just like chilling out and taking some time to sort things out. Maybe the Three of Swords that happened, you know, is what's on your head there, or their head, whoever this person is, and they've been engineering what to do about the situation, especially if it was like a marriage. And you know, you're gonna know if that's for you or not, but they're just saying, you know, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And so I don't feel like I'm telling who this message is for, anything new, that's kind of like what already happened, and that's like, you know, what's going on. You know, it's a time of processing, that is what I'm being told. And if that's not you, this might have actually been what's happening with, you know, somebody in your world that, you know, might be getting turned down, is what I'm hearing. And so it's kind of like figuring out diplomatically, you know, how to do that. Because like Four of Swords, it's like going within. It's not really like taking any action externally. This is more of like a thought process, an internal process, and like a putting all that thought and internal stuff to rest. So it's not like, what it's doing is giving a break to maybe like all of these plans for some of y'all. But of course, this could also be a person that's showing up in your world too. And if that's the case, it might be somebody that's got, you know, air tribe in their own personal constitution pretty heavily, you know. So it might be like sun, moon, rising, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius style person. But it could also be you just showing up that way, whether or not you have the air in your chart. And since that's showing up as the physical thing, I'm actually seeing just a person just like taking a break, you know, a reprieve. And in some cases, what they're doing is just getting away from whatever it is in their life that they're detaching from. So this doesn't have to be a romantic partner, and for a lot of you it's not going to be. It says unrequited love, and I think for a lot of people it's like, you know, you've wanted to do something different because whatever it was that was going on needed to be adjusted, you know. Maybe it just flat out wasn't freaking working and you're like, can't do this anymore, my heart's not in it, you know, I don't love it. And in other situations it's just kind of like, you know, taking the time to kind of reanalyze how things are going and restructuring, and that's what the engineer does. They make excellent plans that succeed. And in order to do that, sometimes you really need to take a time out from everything else and not be busy in your life going wands all over the place or whatever, and taking, you know, a nice chill Four of Swords, which is a moment to maybe make other plans, you know. So it might be more of like a mental sorting process. And I think that might be the case because on the mind here, this is actually the mental sector card. We've got the Partnerships and Alliances card. Three of Wands is actually how this card is represented in like a more traditional deck like your Rider-Waite-Smith. So it almost sounds a little kind of counterintuitive, you know. You've got a physical card, which is like a mental process, you know, just taking a chill, but then on the mind, you've got like an idea to do something and to take that step forward and to unite and to move forward whatever these great plans are that you've been working on and designing. I think it has a lot to do with just a new life direction because, like I said, unrequited love, okay, you know, I do have to say it. It could be that, you know, romantically for some of y'all, you might just be not attracting what you want, okay? Or vice versa, you know, this could play back and forth, but it could really also just be like having noticed, you know, this isn't working anymore. I want to take this new direction. I'm ready to go. Ooh, how do I plan it all out right? You know, what do I do? And so taking the next couple of weeks to sort out that kind of plans for a new direction, I think it's great. And I think some of you all have really made your mind up because in the more traditional deck, that Partnerships and Alliances card, that it's normally the Three of Wands, and generally that's like a person that has become the master of their domain. You know, they have taken some steps forward. They've initiated processes. I generally see that person, that individual, could be he, she, or they, whomever, could be you very well. A lot of Taurians have their own business going on. You're entrepreneurial minded. You know, you have the fortitude to do things and the endurance to really carry out your own plans. And that's what an engineer is like, right? And so, you know, I usually see that person, I'll say guy, I usually read that as a guy on the card, although that could be anybody. I think it's you in this case, but, you know, that person's like facing the direction of everything that their own talents and things that they've pursued, the light of their own world that they set forward as their own example. They initiated a process and they sent some ships out and they're standing there waiting for their return. And so this is like the kind of energy that's on the mind. There's a real kind of like, let's get it done, let's unite, let's do this kind of thing on the mind. So I think for some of you, you know, that's just a really great sign, and that the unrequited love isn't really necessarily about, you know, like a relationship not working out, but sometimes just like picking that new direction and saying, all right, you know what, that other thing didn't work, and I'm really ready to do this other thing, and here's how I'm going to lay my plans out. And so I'm seeing it that way. For others, it's really just like, you know, maybe just what it says here, unrequited love, that something didn't work out, and maybe you're like, or whoever this is just kind of like ruminating is what I'm hearing about, you know, what they want to happen. You know, maybe someone that they couldn't get, that they wanted a lot, and I'm hearing that met the design, you know, that it's like they have a design on that partner, you know, really wanting that partner to show up with certain qualities, and maybe like realizing that they saw or are calling in a really good example of that design, but that for some reason the timing hasn't been right for them to either, you know, get together with that person, or maybe it's just like the wrong person, you know. But what I'm hearing is that if that's you, just keep your faith too, because they're saying that, you know, use your imagination and you'll see the answer. That's from Archangel Michael. And how I'm taking that is that, you know, you were given that to show you that the design of your heart can exist, because I think a lot of you have probably just been like maybe hurt, you know, and just like maybe if not hurt, just kind of like, oh yeah, like that's gonna happen. You know, I know a lot of Taurian people that are just like super practical, and you don't get like real airy-fairy, and you know, you want things to be just like legit and honest and real and grounded. And you might have had like also in the back of your mind or in your heart like an idea of like how that special person's supposed to be, or that situation, whatever it is that fills in your blank, and kind of in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind even, just being like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Oh, that person doesn't exist. I'm never going to find him or her or them or like whatever. And then boom, it's like, there they are. It's like, oh my God, you're perfect. And this sucks. Please, God, please, please send me one like that. That's what I want. That's what I want. Make him like that. Make him like that. Make her like that. You know, and I'm being told that, you know, now, if you're ruminating too, focus on those qualities. You know, focus on those qualities. And if it's a person that you can't actually have, I'm sorry if you're grieving. I'm not trying to minimize that at all, or tell you that you should feel good and that it's just so easy to just like create another one. Please don't hear me that way. That's not what I'm saying. My heart's with you if you're hurting. I know what it's like to hurt like that. It sucks. What I'm hearing, though, is that you were shown this not to hurt you, to give you an idea or a faith handle, something you can grab onto, because now you've experienced it. Now it's real, right? You're a realist. Now it's real. That can exist. It's there. It lives. It breathes. And you know what? There's more for you. And you called this in because you decided to make yourself aware of something that would fit that design. Maybe you didn't realize that that's what you were doing, but you called it in. Now is the time to be a little more specific about the one that's going to show up in the timing right for you, so that you can get your party started, because that's what you want to do here. Partnerships and alliances, it's on your mind. You know, you're thinking about those 3 wands or whatever that are in that other card here. Maybe that's what those 3 swords are that's on your mind there. It could also be a little heartbreak too, though, if something didn't come back the way you want. And I'm sorry if that's the case. Archangel's saying, though, use your imagination. You're going to see the answer. Meditate, you know, if you're laying down, if you're taking a time out, you know, if you're kind of going within a little bit and working some stuff out, or dealing with somebody that's maybe doing that, because that might not be you. Maybe you're trying to figure out what to do with this person, you know? And they're just saying, you know, tap into your high mind. There's a lot of purple around this angel here. There's a lot of purple in these cards too. But it's like all purple and white, you know. Call on the violet ray. Work with Saint Germain. Work with Archangel Michael. I'm going to read to you what these books say. We'll start with the Partnerships and Alliances card from the John Hanlon Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And one more time, I see two hands coming together. I'm hearing hand fasting too for some of you. You know, I'm hearing maybe somebody got married and maybe that's why somebody is sad. That was the one that they wanted. Let's see what the book says here, Taurus. Okay, here we go, Taurus. I had to find it. Partnerships and alliances. The meaning of this card denotes that you're now starting to see the fruits of your labor take seed and blossom. There may still be a lot to do, but watch out for synchronicities, which could bring opportunities to form connections or unexpected alliances that may create something new. These could assist you in gathering resources for future projects. With all partnerships, always remember that there has to be an even exchange of energy. If you give too much, whereas your partner gives too little, it will leave you feeling energetically drained and cause potential disharmony in the union. There must be overall balance within the alliance in order for it to work and blend together for optimum results. This card reminds you that success comes in many forms, even from the most unlikely sources. Have an open mind when listening to others. Oh, and also since it's wands, you know, if it's not you having fire in your chart, could also be someone that's on your mind that's got some fire tribal element in them. Leo, Sag, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, possibly. So, and they might have a really cool tattoo also. I'm just like being told they might have like a cool tattoo. And I'm going to read to you what Unrequited Love says here in the Romance Angels Oracle card deck book. Alright, Taurus, Unrequited Love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. The Romance Angel is compassionately bringing this card as an answer to your relationship question. The person you're inquiring about has many qualities that you find attractive. However, there's not enough mutual attraction to create the passion you're seeking. This relationship is more like a cat and mouse chase, with one partner continually retreating and disappearing. Neither person enjoys this imbalance, and lack of chemistry is the reason. You may both share genuine love, which in itself can be a foundation for a long-term relationship. This card comes to you simply to help you understand the missing component which you both can sense. Every relationship is a synergy of blended energies. You can't completely control the attraction factor, but you can override and steer it. Sometimes painful childhood experiences can draw you to unhealthy relationships as you recreate the original situation in an attempt to heal it. You can ask the angels for guidance to help you elevate your spiritual frequency so that you attract a partner of a similar nature. You deserve to be in a relationship of mutual appreciation and attraction, so it's worth your time and effort to manifest one with these qualities. I think it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, they're saying for some of y'all, it's, I mean, you know, there's no cups cards here too. So, you know, if anybody is like worried about, you know, oh my gosh, am I going to be like heartbroken? Well, you know what? I'm not really seeing that here. So if this is like a situation with, you know, not getting the love back, it doesn't look like it's very emotional here. I feel like you're being really constructive and you're just kind of like reanalyzing and like, well, you know, what do I really want? And I'm taking it more like you're the one that's in charge of this feeling for some of you all. That it's just like, you know what? I don't really know that I love what I've been calling in, and I want to figure out how to deal with that and call in something better. And so, yeah, I'm not picking up any sad emotions or anything here, really. Unless it's, you know, somebody that's like mourning the loss of another one. And that one definitely does, you know. I'm sorry. Yeah, and you know, I'm actually feeling a lot of empowering stuff here, and I'm picking up on a lot of really deep indigo. Like, there's a really deep blue color here wrapped around this engineer person, and it's like all around their body and this person's head. You know, their head is like illuminated white, but there's like all this like dark blue around them. And I'm also just picking up on the blue from the Partnerships and Alliances card, and how, you know, that's actually the color of the brow chakra, your third eye chakra here. It's actually your sixth chakra on the body. And it just seems like on your mind, you're realizing that you're aware of what you're doing. You know that you're making good plans. This feels confident to me. This doesn't feel like it's lacking in confidence anywhere. So if anybody's hearing this now and feeling like, oh my god, he said unrequited love, please don't let that get into your head, and realize that what I'm really catching here for most of you is just a glimpse of the fact that you realize that you're operating from a very informed place where your plans have to be successful. You know, you're calling forward partnership. Archangels are just saying, keep using your imagination, because you're going to find the answer. So maybe if you're not doing this, this is a tip of what to do for the first couple of months or the first couple of weeks here in the month of September. You know, you don't have to spend all your time indoors, but when you are like laying down and contemplating, meditate. You know, maybe work on doing some things with frequencies or outlets that are going to help you channel like your inner creativity. And I'm a really big fan of isochronic tones for stuff like that. I feel like that's a really helpful thing to do, and it's simple. You know, it's cinch you lay down in your bed, you put in your headphones, and you listen. You know, and there's a lot of stuff on YouTube for that too, so you might want to look into isochronic tones, binaural audio. But yeah, your guides are saying you guys got this, and I think that that's why Partnerships and Alliances is on your mind there, Taurus. You know what's up. That's a confident card. This is the energy of your mind. It's creative. It wants to flow. And they're just saying make sure you direct that well. So give yourself enough time to rest and also process all this, especially if you're breaking away or planning to exit something or an old way that just no longer serves you the way you want to be served. So I'm going to seal this one up on that prayer with this advice from Archangel Michael to use your imagination, and you'll see the answer, Taurus. Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help in my situation. Amen. Alright, Taurus, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up. Leave me a comment, share, subscribe. Drop me a message if you would like a prayer. Prayer at fatheroftribes.com. Available for personal readings at artoflove.me if you would like one. If I don't hear from you, I'll see you in a couple of weeks when I'm back for your mid-monthly. So, take care. God bless. I'm going to clear up this little board here. I'm going to light a little something something, and then we're going to jump into Capricorn. What's up, Capricorn? How you doing? Happy new month of September to you. I'm gonna flip your cards over. Alright, Capricorn. Okay, I'm being guided to just jump to your Archangel card because they're telling me 2 cards. They're saying, ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation, and that yes, whatever you were waiting to hear yes about, this could be the one. Doesn't have to be romantic. Did show up in the romantic / personal sector. This card says this could be the one, but I was kind of hearing that this has more to do with just some plans that somebody's been trying to make, like long-term plannings. And for some people, I'm hearing this has to do actually with a baby, with a conception of some sort. Maybe not a baby for some of you. It might be a relationship too. You know, obviously that's the relationship kind of card. But they're saying now's a good time to pray. Okay, Archangel Michael wants to help you with the situation. But they are also saying yes. So for some of you that were waiting on like a confirmation, I guess, from this reading, this could be the one, whether or not it's about a romantic partner or person. Alright, we're going to start with your overall archetypal energy now, because that was the first message that they wanted me to give you. But overall, for the first part of the month here, Capricorn, you've got a big angel showing up for you. It's your overall archetypal energy. That's using Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. Got the angel card. This one says, light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. Shadow attributes, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. And for some of y'all, I'm actually hearing that there was a bad judgment that was made, and that someone turned their back on the truth, but that the truth was that the thing they turned their back on was actually not right. And Archangel Michael's saying, you know, now's a good time to get in touch with that truth. Call on your higher mind if that's the case. You know, if there was like a miscalculation about something or someone, or you turned your back on something or someone, they're really saying now's the time to pray to whoever you pray to, you know, God, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Allah. Maybe you work with archangels. Archangel Michael wants to show up, and they're definitely saying that it is the one. And so now's not the time to turn your back if that was the case. And if that's something that you did, just realize that you have angelic assistance to fix the situation. And I think they're saying you actually kind of know. And that now, maybe this is you showing up. I know this is a water card showing up in your physical material realm, and you're an earth sign. If you're a Capricorn, you might have water element in your chart. You know, you might have sun, moon, rising in one of the water signs like Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Or it's possible that this represents a pretty well-established personal relationship in your world, because queens generally are people that, if this is somebody that, you know, character in your life that's not you, that you've known a while. You know, this relationship's been going on a while. It's also possible this is you, though. And so I'm being told for some of y'all, this is like taking the time to consider some pretty emotional stuff that kind of pulls on you. And yeah, I just keep seeing somebody like having turned their back on something, like these red pebbles under this person's feet. I'm just going to say she, but this can be he, she, they. And it's like something they turn their back on here too. It's that same red. And so they're just saying if you're struggling with that right now, don't feel completely left out and alone, even if you are. you have angels that have shown up to help protect you and guide you in this situation. I'm going to read to you what the book says. I'm going to go ahead and grab this book on the archetype. Alright, Capricorn. Angel. Fairy godmother or fairy godfather. And then we have... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 bullet points and then a tip. So the angel has a strong connection to the angelic realm through art, music, or literature. Second bullet point says, provides a channel through which angel's presence is palpably manifested. The third one says, shows a prominent, loving, and nurturing character. Fourth one says, fairy godmother or godfather helps someone in need anonymously and with no expectation of any return. And the last one says, shadow angel manifests as a claim to be in touch with angelic guidance for the sake or control or ego enhancement or acting innocent to mislead others. And then the tip says, look for a lifelong pattern of inspiring others spiritually or aesthetically. And so they're actually saying some of y'all might be like doing spiritual work, or really involved with your religious organization or church, and that, I think a lot of you all really do embody that light attribute side. And, they're also just saying, pay attention to what's going on around you and other people, and make sure that you're not the one that's kind of pretending, is what I'm hearing, the word pretending. I'm not saying you're doing it, Capricorn. I'm just saying I'm hearing the word pretending, with regard to spiritual matters. And if that's the case, then definitely, maybe it is the time to turn your back. But in all honesty, the way I'm reading this, if this is one story here in flow, they're kind of saying more to tap into your inner guidance and your loving wisdom and be strong. But I'm also being told, don't turn your back on what's real. And if you need help telling that apart, get a personal reading. Talk to your archangels. But I think a lot of you are actually just showing up like this angel or feeling that around you. And I'm actually seeing a woman here that's been considering a pregnancy. Oh wow, okay. And I'm hearing etheric pregnancy. There's 2 cherubs showing up over her head, 2 babies. I never really noticed that way before. But if you look up here, there's 2 little angels, 2 little cherubs. And they're saying that she's being divinely guided. There's an angel that's coming to her, and she feels the presence around her. It cradles her, it envelops her. It helps her feel the purity of its love. And that really grounding yourself right now and grounding that feeling into your experience is going to help you call that in, especially if this has to do with a pregnancy. I keep getting a pregnancy here. The other thing too, since this is what's on your mind, and this is the Firm Foundations card number 4 with the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, if we were in like one of these decks, like a more traditional deck, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, that's actually your 4 of Pentacles. And so it's really about base needs and stuff being on the mind, things that are grounding, money, material matters. And if it's a person you're thinking about, it could be someone that I'm hearing, you know, if it's not you, it could be you too, because, you know, if you know, you are Pentacles, you're, you know, that's an Earth sign type of card, but you could also be dealing with another person that's got Earth element, or somebody maybe that's even stubborn, is what I'm hearing, like really, really stubborn, and they might be someone that carries, you know, Earth element, like, you know, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And so it's possible that you're thinking about this person, of course, but I kind of feel like the way they're showing me this is you, and they're reminding you that you have help here too, Capricorn. You know, I know a lot of you all have been working, like overworking, and some of y'all are in need of a rescue, is what I'm hearing too, even if you don't realize it, even if it's just like in the form of like 2 days off for yourself, one, to catch up on all of your stuff, like laundry and like house chores and things, and another day to just like sleep and relax, you know. And I'm just hearing that, you know, this is a good month to really allow yourself the best ways you can to try to ground into that, and also just be aware of the fact that there is a guidance that's around you. You got two really strong messages here about calling upon angelic guidance that is there. They're saying it's there for you, and that if you don't know it, you know, we've gotten some confirmations here. This could be the one, you know, that doesn't have to be referencing, you know, any specific event in your life, but more just that sort of energy could be saying that it's an awareness of the fact that, you know, those angels are there. And look, there's even 3 little ones showing up here over this person's head too. And so I'm being told for some of y'all, this is really, I keep getting something about a conception, about wanting to have a baby. And for those of you that have been trying or contemplating it, you know, they're really saying that now might be a really good time, grounded time, to start planting those seeds, knowing that you have divine help with you. I'm seeing a lot of help here, and you know, this person is kind of holding themselves, right? I'm just going to say she. Could be he, they, but I'm seeing her holding herself there. But you see all that stuff around her there? It's like those might even be her own wings, you know, covering herself. But she is definitely protected. And there's a lot of upper register energy coming through this, but also just heart chakra energy. Pink, if you don't know it, is also one of the colors of the heart chakra. It's not just an upper chakra color, like a lot of times you'll see something kind of like fuchsia also in some of the upper energies, but this is definitely heart healing here. And I think they're just saying, you know, you could kind of make yourself crazy if you're doing both of these things at the same time. You don't have to, though. But, you know, if you're being emotional and also being stubborn, you know, because this can be kind of emotional, willing to go through the emotions, grounded, though, you know, because she didn't show up upside down. You know, if this was a person, let's say, that had shown up like this, you know, we might be able to ascertain that that person's not feeling so emotionally balanced, because the Queen of Cups, you know, this is a woman. I'm just speaking to the art here. It can be anybody. This person has been through some stuff. They've been through a lot. And in some cases, you know, those little rocks that are at her feet, those are things that have been thrown at her. You know, she's had people chucking rocks at her. Maybe that's why she showed up with her back turned, you know, because she's had enough of the bullshit. But they're saying, though, make sure you're not taking things for granted, especially stepping on stuff that has something to do with your ability to feel balanced and grounded, because there's a lot of like red stuff under her feet there, base need stuff, and they're saying there's like a clue in that right now for you. You know, those are like the seeds that need to be planted. And it's possible too that somebody's trying to come to you with that assistance and you've been taking it for granted, is what I'm hearing. You know, I'm hearing, and this is not for all Capricorns, that some Capricorns have had a literal angel showing up and like bringing them money, trying to contribute to their life, even if other things, you know, hadn't worked out. But they kind of like turn their back on the red stuff, because the red stuff is the stuff that grounds and protects. And so, you know, just make sure you know that, you know, if you've got someone contributing and helping you, or someone that has been, that you're not taking them for granted. I'm like noticing this woman in the pictures, kind of like, see the guy's all dressed in red, so maybe he is, you know, the one bringing, or she, they, you know, the red coin, or whatever it is, that's going to help ground the situation. And this person, the one that's in white, I'll just call her the female here, she's kind of like she's she's kind of like pulled back a little bit, you know, like she's not so sure. And if you're not so sure, they're saying you got a lot of angels swarming around you. Ask one for help, because you've already met the romantic partner you seek. And if that has nothing to do with romance, because this doesn't have to, even though the art says that and the card says that, this could just be about a decision that needed to be made. And that's how I picked up the energy the first time. I was just getting a really strong call to read it and tell somebody that if they were waiting for a yes about something that they were figuring out, well, yeah. So that's what this is saying. But if it is about a romantic partner, well, they're saying, yes, you've already met the romantic partner you seek. And let's see what the book says here. Alright, Capricorn. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This card signals that you've already met the person you romantically seek. Perhaps you're already in a relationship with him, her, or them. The romance angels sent you this card because it seems you're not recognizing or enjoying the full potential of this person and the relationship. Sometimes you may overlook someone who's meant for you because you have a different idea of what your partner should look or act like. Take a moment to consider who this might be. The first person to come to mind is probably the one. Next, invite the romance angels into your dreams as you're going to bed. Ask them to give you very clear information about your romantic partner, either in your present relationship or a future one. During sleep, you're more open to angelic guidance. When you awaken, you may not remember your dreams, but you will have a clearer sense of romance and partnership. Take any action you feel called to based on your inner guidance, even if it seems unrelated to your love life. Trust that the angels are leading you toward the one you desire. So yeah, exactly on that last point. You know, even if it has nothing to do with romance at all, you can take this card as an indication that you're being guided in the direction you want to go. And so I'm just being told to don't turn your back on something prematurely, and, you know, feeling like you just need to like abandon something that might actually be good for you. In some cases, you might need to turn your back, but I feel like you're being asked to go for guidance. And for some of you, I think this has to do with a relationship. I'm getting a lot of family vibes here, and like, you know, somebody sort of ruminating on the past and maybe some things they would like to leave in the past and not really knowing how to do it. And I'm hearing that counseling might be a really good time to do it, that in this next couple of weeks, actually, the energy is right for you to actually call in somebody that's kind of like an earth angel to you, somebody that's going to be the right sounding board to help you sort of process and deal with this so that you can just get on with it. So you're going to know if that's for you or not, Capricorn. One way or the other, Archangel Michael's here to help, and I'm actually going to read you the Firm Foundation card because we didn't look at that one yet. So I'm going to see what the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book says about that for you. Because this is what's on your mind. Firm Foundations, Capricorn. This card denotes that you have already or are currently working toward establishing a solid foundation in the material world. Using good judgment and heeding lessons from the past concerning financial matters will assist you in laying a firm groundwork, and by doing so, security will have a better chance of building in the future. The material power that's now around you can either be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on how you respond to it. Don't let your current position determine who you are. Remember to give back and prime the pump of prosperity, for true spiritual and material wealth is as much about giving as it is receiving. Seek proper investment advice and realize you don't have to hold on to your possessions too tightly. Just be flexible and allow things to continue to flow. And they're also just saying, don't like negate some of the things that you have that are actually like prosperity and prosperous, because they're showing me somebody that's just like kind of like forgetting about, see all those little pebbles there? Like I'm also kind of seeing that like money, like wealth, abundance, and maybe it doesn't look like how you expect it to, but you've had it. And they're saying don't turn your back on that. And if that has to do with a person and you've been turning your back on somebody that's actually been like on your team, you know, you might want to reconsider that. Because maybe that's the person that was sent to help you, you know? So you don't want to be like too stubborn. And I'm not saying this is you, but I'm hearing that someone's been a butthead. And that they have like not wanted to admit some stuff that they did. And that they could really lose a blessing, you know? And so if that's you, maybe reconsider it, because, you know, this might be someone that's worth keeping. Okay? So I'm just going to leave it on that for you, Capricorn. You're going to know if that's for you or not. If you need more clarity, hit me up for a private reading. But I'm going to go ahead and seal this one up on a prayer for you from Archangel Michael. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with this situation. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times. Amen. All right, Capricorn, that's what I got for you. I hope it made sense. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you'd like. Share, subscribe. And if I can do a personal prayer for you, hit me up. prayer@fatheroftribes.com. If I don't hear from you, well, make it a good couple of weeks. And I will see you again when I'm back for the mid-monthly readings. So take care of you. God bless.